What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Dubai Season 1 Reunion, Part 1, you guys. So, before we go ahead and just jump into this part of the reunion, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out the way, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Dubai, shall we? All right, you guys, so we have our very first reunion for the Real Housewives of Dubai. So the ladies look good to me. I like all the looks. There are some that I don't like that well, but then there are some that I'm like, yeah, love them. Ayan and Lisa, hands down, best dressed for me. Despite the fact that Sarah wants to call them the highlighters, the highlighters look the best out of all of you ladies on that stage. So we know, so Andy is our host once again. So I'm going to tell you guys how the ladies are sitting because I am sitting how Andy is sitting on the stage. So to Andy's left, you have Caroline Stanbury. You have the lady with the crown, and then you have Nina Ali. And then on Andy's right, you have Ayan, Lisa, and Sarah at the end. So when Ayan and Stanbury were the first two on the stage, right? So Andy got a phone call, randomly got a phone call. I see you, Andy. You're trying to let Ayan know she is the star of Dubai. So he got a phone call, and it is from Naomi Campbell, and she's just, you know, big upping Ayan. She asked Ayan would she come and walk with for her. I was like, you better get these jobs, Ayan. Love it. She told him don't let him ruffle her feathers, and he was like, she has a lot of feathers. He said, Stanbury, that wasn't planned. I promise you, it wasn't planned. I see you, Andy. So we see all the ladies, they finally start to show up, right? I noticed in this, I was looking at Sarah's makeup the entire time. Sarah is her I like what she has on, but I was looking at her makeup, I'm like, wow, her makeup is like really, really dark. It's a dark foundation. I noticed that about her makeup, is a really dark foundation. So we start up, and you know, you guys know, if you guys weren't on Twitter when it was announced that they were going to be filming Dubai, they were met with a lot of criticism, a lot of backlash, and you know, Andy, as a gay man, people were questioning like, why are you filming this show in Dubai when it's illegal to be gay in Dubai? And so he was asking them about that, right? So they said it's not that it's illegal to be gay in Dubai. What it is they don't do PDA. So just like they don't want a gay person to do PDA in Dubai, they don't want straight people to do it as well. So they're saying it's even across the board. So then Andy does ask them, have they received any backlash from the show, which they did. After the first episode, actually it was the night, I remember it specifically, the night of the premiere. Back in June, the night of the premiere, they were met with so much criticism. They were met with criticism from people saying that they don't represent the UAE, which, I mean, it's kind of like what happened with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how people felt like, you know, oh, that show doesn't represent Atlanta. Even with Potomac, how people were so against Potomac in the beginning, that's how this is with. And Sarah said, well, you know, she told people it's not a documentary, it's just a show following our lives, not saying that this is how people are in the UAE. So we get past that, right? So then Andy asked the ladies a question, you know, how is it to be black in Dubai, right? So the lady with the crown on her head, she says that, you know, black people are treated like royalty. Andy brings up her talking to Phaedra, right? So then Lisa says, you know, even with her kid, even at her kid's school, her kids, she is the only kid, she's the only black mother in the class. But they do feel like it's safer to be in Dubai as compared to the US, because you guys know our school, the crime here in the US, the school shootings and things like that. They don't have to worry about that, and they don't have to worry about the cops, you know, killing an unarmed black man. So they made some points, and I'm cool with it. Let me know what you guys thought about it, and we're gonna go ahead and just start with the reunion. So we start off with Stanbury, right? So Andy asked Stanbury what is the timeline for her having a child with Sergio. Girl, Sergio needs to learn the anatomy of a woman first. Like, how do you, I couldn't understand. I can't understand or fathom why you would want to have. I get that Sergio is your husband. I don't know why you. Well, he's your husband, but why would you want to have kids with a known idiot? I just have so many questions about that. Why would you want to have kids with him? He doesn't know the anatomy of a woman. He doesn't like. I wouldn't want no children with Sergio, but she says that she's gonna wait until she wants to, before she brings another life into this world. She wants to be firmly in her home in Dubai. So roughly 2 years, and they'll have to make another embryo because they only currently have one embryo. So, so Andy says, well, you know, it's very dangerous for you to have a kid. She says potentially, because you guys know she had preeclampsia, and Sergio knows nothing about what preeclampsia is. I'm like, girl, tell Sergio to get on Google and find out what that is. I know what preeclampsia is because back in the day, I used to watch the soap opera Passions, and my favorite character, Teresa, she had preeclampsia, and you can die from that. That is serious. If they don't, that is like very, very serious. You can die. So she says if a doctor says that it's not safe for her to have a child, she'll do a surrogate. So Andy asked her, so would you be able to have a surrogate in Dubai? She says no, that she would have to get one abroad, right? Because it's, I guess because, well, you know what the issue is. I don't really care. So then Andy asks her, does she have a prenup with Sergio, right? So she says yes, that she and Sergio, they do have a prenup. And he says, how was that? She said it was easy because with his money that he had and my money, and Ayan said he wasn't a soccer player. She know people who play soccer. Basically what she's saying is he was on the bench. But I mean, Ayan, I get what you're saying. Sergio says he's a soccer player, but if he was on the bench, you ain't really a player. You're just someone that's a seat warmer, right? But he probably still got paid. Now, it probably wasn't that much money, but he got paid. He got paid. I don't care about that. I want to pause here. I want to move forward. All right, guys. So next up, Andy decides he wants to ask the question of those past tweets that Sergio tweeted about, you know, all his niggas, whatever it said. I forgot what the tweet said, but it was something about all his niggas are it or something like that, right? So the lady with the crown on, she says that, you know, she had a conversation with Sergio and with Stanbury because the morning that those tweets surfaced, Stanbury called her pissed off, right? Now I don't understand why Stanbury would be so pissed. Go off on your husband for saying that stuff. If you know that it's wrong to say the word nigga, go off on your husband for saying it. But yeah, nothing. So then Sarah chimes in and she says her tech company investigated it and someone else wrote the tweet and it was never linked to his Instagram. I was just in there like, I know you gotta be fucking lying to me right now. So y'all finna sit here and defend this bullshit. So someone else, and that's what Sarah said. Well, I think someone else tweeted it. You know, it was a club that he was at, and they wanted him to promote it. So Sergio gave someone access to his Twitter. Why? So then the lady with the crown on, she said that she talked to Sergio. Sergio said he doesn't even know what that word is. I'm like, girl, Allah don't care who tell it. So Andy asked the lady with the crown on, you know, how does she feel? She says she feels indifferent. I was like, you feel indifferent? How? You're a black woman. You are like, I just don't understand. I was thrown for a loop with that statement, with that comment. You're a black woman. So if the kids at your son's school call him a nigga, you're not gonna feel indifferent to someone calling your son a nigga, right? So how do you feel indifferent to this? It's the same situation. He may not have called you a nigga, but if you're my friend and you're that's like you having two friends. Well, she and the lady with the crown does have two friends that are gay, right? That's like you having two gay friends and someone uses a slur against two gay men or two lesbians or a Hispanic person, an Asian person. That's like somebody using a slur and you against your friends. You gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I'm indifferent to it," because you know the person? No, it ain't no. I feel indifferent. No, it's not no. I feel indifferent. I'm not gonna feel indifferent by that. I'm gonna be like, you know what? That's wrong. You shouldn't have said that. Like, that's not a word that you should use. And I know people be like, well, black people say it all the time. We've taken the sting out of that word. Like, I don't want to hear that. And I know there are black people who feel like we shouldn't say it as well. And that's fine and dandy, right? That's fine. But don't feel indifferent to this. Because if you feel indifferent to it, when people say that I feel indifferent to certain things like this, it then gives that person be like, oh, well, she wasn't offended by it, so why are you so offended by it? You feel what I'm saying? It makes them say, well, I got a black friend. I said nigga on Twitter. She ain't bothered by it, so I'm just gonna feel like I feel like I can say it. Hey, my nigga, what's up? Then that person gonna be ready to whoop your ass, and when they get their ass beat, you come to your friend and be like, damn, friend, I posted on Twitter, nigga, and you said, you told me I probably shouldn't say that, right? But if you wasn't mad about it, I figured other people wouldn't be mad about it, so I just went out and said it. I can't with I'm not gonna keep going. Let's pause. Let's just keep going, you guys. So someone asked a question of Stanbury, what does Sergio do, right? She said something about he's a traitor. I don't understand. She was lying. Literally, she was lying. But she says he does work with her, but again, she was lying because she was talking about the fact that he paid for the house, but then she said that they both paid for the house. Then Andy clocked that and he said, well, who actually paid for the house? She says, oh, well, he paid for things inside of the house. I was like, girl, shut up. Shut up. Now he asked her about, her being an influencer and her getting stuff for free. She says she doesn't get stuff for free. It's a job. And he says, how many followers do you have? She doesn't know how many followers she has, but she has people who follow her that are rich people. Girl, okay, I really don't care. So then someone from Potomac asked Ayan, what does she mean when she said on Watch What Happens Live about Stanbury and Sergio's relationship, how the way that they're so lovey-dovey and stuff, it feels like it's for show. And I said, oh, everybody said, no, that's how they really are. That's Sarah said it, Nina said it. I don't know if the lady with the crown said it, but everyone was saying that's how they really are. And Andy brings up the fact that Sergio has clapped back at Ayan saying that she's sexless and Ayan hasn't had sex, right? She's like, he should know because I don't believe he's having sex with Stanbury. He doesn't even know anything about a woman's vagina. I can't even believe that I can hardly believe he's ever even touched a vagina. I was like, exactly. So then Andy asked Lisa, because he's clapped back at Lisa on social media about her business, and she says, my business is I have an 8-figure business, and no one's ever funded my business. She showed him her receipts. I'm cool with Lisa. I don't give a damn what nobody say. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. So there's a big segment that I'm gonna skip, and we're gonna move on. So next up, you guys, now they did talk about the lady with the crown. I'm not mentioning her in this video, period, point blank. She's not getting a mention from me. But the lady with the crown, they talked about her and her blow up with Sarah, right? The thing that I will say about that situation with the lady with the crown and with Sarah should have read the room when the lady with the crown said that you don't know her relationship with her son. You should have read that and you should have just been like, you know what, you're right, I don't know the relationship. But the lady with the crown should have asked Sarah for her opinion. So it was equal fault on both sides. So I'm not upset with the lady with the crown for having a meltdown on Sarah. And I'm really not mad at Sarah for her response, right? So Andy talks to Ayan about the fact that she invited the lady with the crown and Sarah out to the Ethiopian place, and it didn't go too well. So, Ayan feels like the lady, not the lady with the crown, but Sarah can be a little bit judgmental and a little, and, she was talking about when Sarah wrote kind on her. Now, that was a misunderstanding, and Ayan said it was a misunderstanding. So then her and Sarah got into it with each other. Nina chimed in at one point because Sarah called Ayan a victim. Ayan said she's never been a victim. Then Sarah says that Ayan and Lisa have been talking about them, but y'all have done the same thing too. The lady with the crown and Nina went on Watch What Happens Live and talked about Ayan calling her thirsty. Okay. Whatever. I really don't care, you guys. So we talk about Ayan and the lady with the crown, their friendship, right? So the lady with the crown and Ayan met each other through Lisa. So they talk about, remember when Ayan wasn't invited to Stanbury's hen party? They talked about that, and Ayan feels like the lady with the crown was being a bitch when she called her that morning. And the lady with the crown was like, you know what, maybe not. I don't care. Lisa feels like all the ladies are jealous of her relationship with Ayan. Do I believe that? A little bit. Because I will say, so Nina, Stanbury, Sarah, and the lady with the crown, right? After the reunion, they did this weird video where they were walking down New York to the Sex and the City theme, and it was just the most cringy thing I've ever saw in my life. It was so cringy. I would love to know what happened after the season, because Nina, Sarah, Stanbury, and the lady with the crown, they're on one side, and then you got Lisa and Ayan off by themselves, right? So I would love to know what has happened to split them up like that, right? It's interesting. Because if you guys remember, and I kind of see where Lisa was coming from, especially, she was talking about Nina, how, Nina was telling her all these negative things about Stanbury, but now she's friends with Stanbury. So it does kind of make you be like, this is interesting. It just makes you kind of look at that way, right? So, y'all, at the end of this reunion, Stanbury is pressed by Lisa. So, Andy was asking Lisa, is it common for people in Dubai to put ice in their pools? She's like, yeah. She says, but her pool does have a heater and a cooler in it, but she just did it for the kids. And Stanbury was like, oh, well, we do it. Well, in our house, it's custom. We have one, a heater and a warmer in our pool. And she says, I do too. It's pretty custom for everybody who has a house. Oh, God. So then they talk about Lisa's fashion line, right? So Stanbury says that Lisa steals designs from her friend. And I'm so glad Andy caught this, right? So if Lisa stole designs from your friend, why hasn't your friend then sued Lisa? Make it make sense, ma'am. I just don't understand that. If that's the case, why has she sued her for copyright? Come on. Okay, so Lisa says, well, don't go for my company. Don't come for my company. And I'm the only one here who on this couch who has a business, a viable business. And then, what's her name? Nina says, you're the only one that has a business? What about my business? And Lisa and Ayan said, what is your business? She says, my fruitcake business. And Ayan said, do anybody eat fruitcakes? I was thinking the same thing. I said the same thing with Ayan. I was like, girl, do anybody really eat fruitcakes? Fruitcakes? Okay, girl. Girl, go get a French fry. Go get a French fry. I'm with Ayan. Go find a French fry, shove it in your mouth. Do whatever you want to do. Nina, and I don't dislike Nina, but Nina was annoying in this first part of the reunion. I have to say that. Nina was absolutely annoying. But that's really all I got, you guys. I got 20 minutes in, and I skipped a whole segment. I do want to say one thing, and it's about the lady with the crown. I know she was talking about her relationship and how it was toxic and how, it was physically, mentally, verbally abusive. I will say to the lady with the crown, I am happy that you got out of that situation for you and your son. I'm so happy that you did that. I'm so happy that you realized enough was enough and you had to go. I will say that one thing that's nice about the lady with the crown. Other than that, I don't give a damn about her story. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. And if you guys want to discuss her story, the lady with the crown, you can do it in the comment section, and I'll respond to you guys in the comments if you guys want to discuss her. That is all I got. Yeah, part two is I hope that this is it for Dubai. 2 parts and done, because this season wasn't worth the 3-part reunion. So I'm hoping it's a 2-part reunion, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, you guys stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.